All right, we're going to watch a brain pop on how to multiply decimals. Just give us, a nice little refresher now that that's what you guys are learning. Give me a second. I got to share my screen. Nolan, stop typing in the chat. I'm right here with you. No more chat typing, okay? Unless you have a legitimate question about Math RTI. And you're with me anyways, Nolan, so you shouldn't have a legitimate question because you could just ask me. Telling them what?
Join my third tonight.
Yes, you do. You're on it.
I don't have to join it from here.
Yes, you do. All right. If my thing ever shares, we're going to watch a brain pop video. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's on dividing decimals. Who is chatting?
Sour cream and onion.
Nolan, stop it.
Yeah, road trips rock. Blazing a new path, the wind in your hair, daily grind in the rear view. Nice, fan mail. Oh. Dear Tim and Moby, dividing decimals is confusing. Am I going to have to do this in real life? Thanks, Tamia. Dividing decimals can actually come in handy, Tamia. Especially when you're divvying up stuff or working with money. Like figuring out how much we each owe for this lunch. Let's see, the total cost is $29.35. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. We can write out the numbers like a regular division problem. There's one decimal point in the dividend, the number we're dividing. For now, we can just forget about it and solve the long division like normal. Okay, 5 goes into 29 5 times, with 4 left over. 43 divided by 5. And 5 into 35. Don't worry, there's no way we each owe $587. Remember, we're splitting 29.35 5 ways, so the quotient has to be way smaller than 29. We have to put our decimal back in the dividend, then slide a decimal up into that same spot in our quotient. It's a simple trick, but it works. Well, let's make an estimate just to be sure. First, we'll round that dividend to the nearest whole number, 29. About how many times does 5 go into 29? Or, put another way, 5 times what equals 29? Well, we all know that 5 times 6 is 30. And 5 times 5 equals 25. So the answer to our division problem should be between 5 and 6, but closer to 6. Yep, it's confirmed. Pony up, guys. $5.87 each. I think this is more than enough to keep us going. Oh, right, that kind of fuel. A hybrid, this baby is not. We've saved up $52.03, and gas will run us $2.42 a gallon. Now our divisor has a decimal too. That means one extra step in our problem solving. We have to move the decimal over until it's a whole number. 1, 2, which means we have to do the same thing to the dividend. Slide it over 2 places, then back to some long It does seem like we changed the equation. But let's look at what really happened. Every decimal jump to the right is really multiplying the number by 10. So that's 10 times 10 on the dividend, and 10 times 10 on the divisor. In other words, we multiplied our problem by 100 over 100. Right, otherwise known as 1. And, as we know, multiplying by 1 doesn't change a number's value. So our quotient will be the same. Now, all we have to do is some regular long division. Let's see, 242 into 520. I know 250 times 2 is 500, so let's try 2. 4, 8, 4, 6, 3, 36 left over. So now we have 242 into 363. We already know that 242 times 2 is 484. So it must go into 363 once. Yep, we still have a remainder, whatever 363 minus 242 is. So, 121. But since this is a decimal problem, we don't just leave it at that. We need to add a decimal and a trailing zero. And we'll put the decimal in the same spot in our quotient. So now it's 242 into 1,210. I know that 250 goes into 1,000 4 times. And this is 210 more than that. Let's try a 5. Times 2 is 10. 1, 2... 1,210. So there you have it. We've got enough cash for 21.5 gallons. Now, enough of this math. Let's hit the road. Get ready to... rock. Well, another fine mess you've gotten us into.
Funny. Fabulous. Okay, so hopefully that was just a little refresher on how... Okay, well, I wasn't listening. I wasn't watching those things. So, sorry, I was watching the video. Anyways, if you need to watch that again, feel free to watch it again. It's just brain pop video. Let's see if there's a quiz. Let's take the quiz. I'm feeling fun. We're going to take the quiz.
No.
Yes. Nolan, stop complaining. All right. Division quiz. Let's do the review. So, in this equation, 6.25 is the... Is it the divisor, the dividend, the quotient, or the remainder? So it's 61.25 divided by 5 equals 12.25. So tell me in the chat, is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, Mia. Well, that's why we're just watching a video and getting started, okay? We haven't even done a single problem yet, Mia, so there's nothing for you not to get. All right, looks like most of us are saying that 61.25 is the divisor. Let's try. Looks like we are wrong. So, once again, we are looking at 61 and 2500ths divided by 5 equals 12.25. All of you guys guessed A, and you were all wrong. So is it the dividend, the quotient, or the remainder? It is definitely not the remainder. I'm going to take that out for you. So is it B or is it C? Is it the dividend or the quotient? Nolan, one time, sir. Okay, so far, Jameson, Isabella, and Nolan have guessed. Oh, and James has too. All right, looks like we're going with B. So our second try, the dividend. Correct. So that is the dividend. Okay, the first number listed. If you change this expression to a fraction, 7.25 will be the what? So it would be 20 divided by 7.25. Would it be the numerator, on top, the quotient, the dividend, or the denominator? First off, if we're talking fractions, it's not going to be B and it's not going to be C. So is it the numerator on top or the denominator on bottom if we're talking about a fraction? This is just a guess if you don't know. Hey, we're just doing this for fun, okay? What do we think? A or D? It's not C, Mia. I already said it's not C and it's not B. Looks like lots of you guys are picking D. Well, I'm going to tell you it's a smaller number. So I'm pretty sure it's the numerator. Oh, no, I was wrong. All right, you guys are right. It's the denominator. Go you people.
Miss Kneifel, it's the denominator because that's the decimal part and the whole number goes on top.
All right. So, what is the most appropriate estimate of 10.2 divided by 2.3? So think, if I had a piece of paper, we're estimating, Miss Mia. That's what you were talking about. So if I have a 10.2, guess what? I don't know if you guys can see my screen right now, but 10.2, I would round that to 10. 2.3, I would round that to 2. So then what is 10 divided by 2? Is it 2, 5, 10, or 20? How would we estimate this? Is it A, B, C, or D? What do we think? A, B, C, or D? Nolan, one time. I'm not going to tell you again. Gage, one time. All right, looks like most of us are guessing B, which is 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So let's see if we're right. Woo! Good job. Next problem. What is the first step when estimating the quotient of 36.6 divided by 5? So if we're rounding, well, not rounding, but estimating, what do I need to do first? Do I need to round 36.6 to 37, round 5 to 10, multiply 36.6 divided by 5, or divide 366 by 5? What is the first step when we are estimating the quotient 36.6 divided by 5? Nolan, volume up. Mia said A. Abigail said A. Kenzie said A. What do we think? What do we need to do first? The majority of us are going with A. So let's try it out. Woo! Because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our numbers that aren't whole numbers and we're going to make them a whole number. So 36.6, we would round up to 37. So if you said A, good job. Tim and Moby, Rita, and whatever that name is, earned 2 20 bills, 3 10 bills, 3 dimes, 2 pennies from their shared paper route. How much should each receive? Oh, snap. It's going to be a hard one. This is an actual problem. So feel free to find me on the screen. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing this for a second, and we're going to do, oh, wait, I can't do that because then I can't see it. Okay, find me on the screen, and I'm going to actually work the problem with you guys. It's okay if you don't know how to do it yet. I know you guys are just starting. We're just going to do it together. Everyone just watch. So Tim and Moby earned $2 $20, so that equals $40. They earned 3 $10, which equals $30. 3 dimes, 10 cents, which is 30 cents, and 2 pennies, which is 2 cents. So the first thing we got to do is add all that up. So they earned $70.32, okay? So that's how much they earned, $72.30. And then how many are there all together? There are 4 of them because Tim, Moby, Rita, and, oh, I think that's supposed to be Casey. So Mrs. Kneifel is just going to do some regular old long division, okay? So 4 can go into 7 one time, which is 4, 3. 4 can go into 30, 6, 7 times, just 8. There's 2 left. Bring down my 3. Can go in 5 times, which is 20, 32, 8. So I got 1758, but I didn't put my decimal back in. Well, we're talking money. So of course the decimal is just going to be 2 in. Is that a choice? Yes. I'm going to reshare my screen with you. Mia, we're just working through these things, okay? You don't need to, you're not doing these too. I'm just talking through them. I don't know how to go any slower, ma'am. Okay. Once my screen shares again, you're going to see all I did was I added up the amount of money they earned and I divided it by 4 because there were 4 people. I didn't even worry about my decimal because I knew I was talking about money. So obviously money, there's only 2 things after the decimal when we're talking money. And I had 1758 and look, there's one right there. So they each earned $17.58. Woo! All right. How does the value 874.12 change if the decimal point is moved 2 places to the left? So 874.12. If I moved it 2 to the left, does it get twice as large, increase by the power of 100, decrease by the power of 2? It decreases by the power of 100. So let's look at my screen. Here's my decimal. If I move it 1, 2, now I have 8 and 7, 4, 1, 2. So that number definitely did not get bigger. The number definitely got smaller. So let's see which ones we can kick out for sure. Then we'll see what the answer should be. All right. So it got twice as large. Definitely not. It increased by the power of 100. Definitely not. So it can be C. It decreased by the power of 2, or it decreased by the power of 100. So it cannot be A. It cannot be B. What would we like me to choose? C or D, people? What are we thinking? C or D? We're just working through things today, girls. You can always watch the recording. All right, it looks like most of us are saying D. Or I mean C, sorry. Most of us are saying C. So most of us are saying it decreased by a power of 2. So we went from here to here. At least we know it decreased. I'm going to try C because that's what most of us are saying. Ooh, incorrect. The correct answer, Mia was right. It decreased by the power of 100 because this would have been the power of 10 decrease, and then this would be the power of 100 decrease. So if you said D, you were correct, okay? The next problem, this is 36 and 24 hundredths divided by 9 and 6 hundredths is equal to what? So remember, when we are doing our decimals, we have to get our when we're dividing by decimals, we have to get the decimals out of the problem. So I have to move my decimals out. So which one is equal to which one? Which one did we kick the decimals out of? So if you look at Mrs. Kneiffel's screen, or Mrs. Kneiffel's, if I was actually doing this problem, we need to get rid of the decimal. So I would boop, boop, kick it out, boop, boop, kick it out. So now my decimals are in the back. So which one of these answers looks like my screen? Or looks like one of the choices? Which one looks like one of my choices? This one still has a decimal, so let's not say that one. This one, the decimals moved the wrong way, so let's not say D. So it's not A, it's not D. Do we think it's B or do we think it's C? What are we thinking? Give me a guess. Your best guess, friends. Ooh, look, Some are saying B and some are saying C. It is not C. It is B. Oh, it's not B. What?
It's D.
Oh, it is. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't want us to move it. They just put it in. Well, that's not very fair. Oh, okay. I didn't really like that one. All right, friends. I want everyone to look at my lovely face with a mask on. That is one of my least favorite things is now I have a mask on when I'm talking to you again. It makes me sad. Anyways, that was just for fun. No one panic, Mia, or anyone else. This is just for fun. I just wanted to watch that brain pop video with you and do a few little problems. Tomorrow, we're going to strictly work on estimating decimal problems together. Okay, sorry, Mia. That was not fun for you. I apologize. Don't stress. This is Math RTI. It's just extra practice, just extra learning. Tomorrow, we're going to work on estimating decimal problems, okay, for division. Okay, that's it. No one panic. You don't have any Math RTI homework. You've only had Math RTI homework like one time ever. So, not a big deal. Math RTI is about over. Way to go. If you answered my questions. That video is a good James, stop messing around. You're being very distracting. People can see you. That video on Brain Pop is a good video. Maybe not, the questions aren't all my favorite, but the video is a good one to watch just to see how we do it. But obviously, we're going to be working on dividing decimals for quite a while now. So no one panic. Okay. Does anyone have any questions before we leave? My class, if you're in my homeroom, we do have grammar at 10:10. Okay. My class, you will be getting a link to join grammar. If you're not in my class, I don't know what your next thing is, but hopefully you know. Thank you to those of you that were on time and joined. I am still missing a few of you, which is a little bit worrisome. But does anyone have any questions? If not, you may leave. You are leaving 5 minutes early. Okay, Mia. Well, obviously, we're going to be working on that, okay? We just started dividing decimals, so don't worry if you don't know how to do that yet because we are just starting that, okay? Don't panic. We're going to work on it lots and lots and lots, okay? No one panic. My class, you'll be getting a link for language arts really soon.